What's going on, guys? I'm Jaye the Black. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. This is going to be part 3 and pretty much for right now the final video that I'm going to be making about this. This is sort of like me just putting a bow on this for right now, because all the information is starting to come out now. Names are starting to get dropped, and the guy who was with Lauren Smith Fields the night that she passed, who police said was a nice guy, they don't think he did anything, which is getting them sued, by the way. His name is Matthew LaFountain. They've now released his name. I've actually known this information about him since the last previous video that I did, but I wanted to wait to see how it played out. And lo and behold, we have a name and we have a face, Matthew LaFountain, out of Bridgeport, Connecticut, but he may be from the Milford area. I believe he's from the Milford, Connecticut area, and he is an engineer, and he is a guy who she met off of the Bumble dating app. And now they've pretty much put his, the information out. So now I can speak about this and really go in and really sort of put this out here, because I feel like my videos have contributed to what we see now. And now the information is coming out and people are starting to get more of a viewpoint of what's going on. And due to all the things that's been going on with the family, they're now suing. The family's suing the police department in Connecticut. And what's crazy is that a lot of publications are talking about this. You got the Huffington Post, the Rolling Stone, a lot of mainstream news sites are starting to speak about what happened a month ago. When I spoke about it before anybody did, I was one of the first people to speak on this, to speak on Lauren Smith Fields. There were a lot of people, because it didn't fit their agenda, they didn't want to speak about it. Didn't want to speak about it because they felt like it would make a certain demographic look bad. But we're going to get into it, and I'm going to go over some details that y'all didn't know, but I kind of already knew, right? Now, this is according to the Huffington Post. It says the family of 23-year-old Connecticut woman who passed under mysterious circumstances is suing a police department for its alleged mishandling of the investigation. Lauren Smith Fields, a black woman, was found deceased in her apartment on December 12th, but more than a month later, answers to how she passed remain a mystery. According to a Bridgeport Police Department report, Smith Fields was drinking tequila at her apartment with Matthew LaFountain, a white man who she met on the dating app Bumble, when she became ill and went to vomit. This is according to what he said. And the police actually bought this. The two continued drinking into the night when Smith Fields got a text and stepped outside. The incident report, reviewed by Rolling Stone, says she had gone outside to get something from her brother, then went to the bathroom for several minutes after she returned. See, that the family contradicts that. The brother actually said that when he saw his sister, he did not text her, because this guy is claiming that she got a text, but according to her brother, he never texted her. He called her on the phone and she came outside. And she did not seem like she was unwell. She did not seem like she was drunk or intoxicated in any type of way, shape, or form. They feel like he's lying. They feel like he's lying. Her date, Matthew, later told an officer that he thought it was odd, but it didn't feel it was his place to say anything, as he didn't know her that well. You didn't know her that well, but according to another article I saw, this genius said that she asked him for $40 to get her nails done. You didn't know her that well, but you're at her house drinking tequila, and apparently she called you because she needed $40 from you. This is a female you met off a dating app, you moron. Why are you lying? But anyway, Matthew LaFountain called police the next morning after he discovered blood coming out of Smith Fields' right nostril and saw she wasn't breathing. Her family said they found inconsistency in the report, including that the 23-year-old was intoxicated when she went outside to see her brother, Lakeem Jeter. More from Rolling Stone. The police report also doesn't match the story of the last relative of the story of the last relative said to see Smithfields alive that night. I haven't texted my sister since December 4th, Jeter said, recounting the night of December 11th when he called Smithfields to bring out his basket of clothes he was picking up. I didn't know that anybody was in there. She came out and she was out there for like 10 to 15 minutes. And she walked back into the house. She looked normal. She didn't look sick. She didn't look tired. She didn't look drunk. I'm her second older brother. If I would have seen her drunk, I would have said, "What are you doing? Why do you look like that?" The family also said police did not collect evidence in the apartment. Chantel Fields, Smithfield's mother, told Yahoo News that she found a condom with semen inside her daughter's apartment, along with a pill that the family believes what may be a sedative. Smithfield's brother Jeter told Rolling Stone other pieces of evidence appear uncollected. The first night we saw cups there, flipped plates, and the lube. There was lube there, people. The cops didn't take any of the cups to test the liquor. Jeter told the publication there was a big stain of blood in the middle of her bed with streaks going to the right side. Yeah, I don't know how you missed that. I really don't. This guy was able to convince veteran police officers that he had nothing to do with what happened to her. It just happened out of the blue. It might have been the tequila. She might have just been sick. Well, why don't you test her for COVID? We know that ain't, she didn't have that because y'all would have said that. The family also claims that the Bridgeport police were unprofessional in their handling of the investigation and told the family to stop calling the department. The family attorney, Darnell Crosland, said Detective Kevin Cronin failed to properly notify Fields of her daughter's passing and that LaFountain has not been questioned as a suspect. And see, they wonder why people have such disdain toward the police in some areas, man, because the police, they, a lot of times, because at first we thought this was a rich man that was connected. No, this guy is just a regular broke engineer who's now self-employed and deleting his LinkedIn pages. This guy ain't working nowhere right now. They saw him and they saw a guy that they could relate to, that they were comfortable with, and they was gonna let it slide. They thought nobody would care. It's just another black female. Who cares, right? That's why I tell you black women. I tell you black women all the time that there's a view of you out there, but you continue to attack black men as if, we're your enemy. We're not your enemy. Okay. You're your own worst enemy. And you don't understand that, but you are, when you continue to think that other people are going to treat you with love and respect, because they actually aren't. They actually aren't. That's a typical protocol that's followed when you have a situation like this, Crosland told Yahoo News. If you have a husband or wife or boyfriend or girlfriend, call the police because one of them has passed. Typically, the person who is surviving is pivotal to the investigation. Most times they are looked at as a suspect because they were the last person with the deceased. And in particular case, the police have been very hesitant to even call this person a person of interest. The family announced Sunday that they will be suing the department. We're filing a lawsuit here in Bridgeport to compel them to process this case to protect this family and give them the equal rights they deserve under Connecticut Constitution, Crosland told NBC Connecticut. The family has set up a GoFundMe to hire a private investigator to look into the death. And this is the GoFundMe, man. If y'all want to go and donate to the family's GoFundMe while they fight this case, fight against the police department, and bring justice to a family. Now, y'all got to understand, this is a very private family, man. They don't want to have to do this. This family does not want to have to do this, but they feel compelled to because nobody will listen to them. This girl grew up in a household with two protective brothers, right? That always looked out for her. She always had men in her life that looked out for her. And they're trying to do the same thing with her not being here. And they have to deal with the police department that thought this story would just go away. She's just another black female. Who cares, right? In the beginning of this nightmare out, the family was extremely mistreated by the Bridgeport Police Department, who, as we stated initially, declined to investigate Lauren's untimely death. The family wrote on the GoFundMe page, although the Bridgeport Police Department has now decided to begin to conduct an investigation, our family would like to conduct one of our own. Federal authorities have arrested 5 Bridgeport officials in the last 2 years, including former police chief Armando J. Perez, who was sentenced to prison last year for rigging his own hiring process to ensure he became the city's top cop. There's some corruption going on in this city, man. And maybe this young lady got caught in the crossfire, man. Listen, man, I said this in my initial video, and I'm going to say it again, man. These young ladies, you need to be careful of who you meet offline. For some reason, she was attracted to this weirdo, and she had a guy she didn't even know come to her home because she felt comfortable with him. And honestly, some people may not like this, but I'm gonna say it. I think she felt comfortable with him because he was a 4-eyed Caucasian guy with a bald head, and maybe she felt comfortable with him. You can't just feel comfortable with anybody. You know, I still have to say this, and I said it in the previous video. A lot of young women gotta be careful. You do not want to be a Lawrence Smith Fields where you end up losing your life and the police department doesn't even care. And your family is left to pick up the pieces due to a decision that you make based off of what you think of somebody and your maybe attraction to that person. But you have to get to know somebody before you even bring them anywhere near your home. So let us know in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure you like this video and share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Also, I will put a link to the GoFundMe in the description box. If you want to go and donate, you can. Also, check out these articles. They have information you may not have known. Also, go check out the other videos that I did. I think I've done some very good commentary on this. And I'll see y'all next one, man. Y'all take care.